Alan Watts on Living in the Present Moment. Beyond psychological time, almost all human suffering shares one hidden source. We are almost never where we are. Our bodies sit in the present, our minds wander elsewhere. To the past, replaying mistakes, to the future, rehearsing fears. Alan Watts observed that the human being is uniquely capable of being absent from life while still physically alive. And this absence is what we call psychological time. This episode is not about time management. It is not about productivity. It is not about living faster or slowing down. It is about discovering that the present moment is not something you enter. It is something you have never left. The difference between clock time and psychological time, clock time, is practical. It helps us meet appointments, organize activity, coordinate with others. Alan Watts never rejected clock time. What he questioned was psychological time, the mental habit of living in memory and anticipation. Psychological time says, I am not okay now. I will be okay later. Something must change before I can relax. This belief creates endless postponement of peace. Why the present moment is feared, many people say they want to live in the present. But when they actually slow down, discomfort appears. Why? Because the present moment has no story, no justification, no promise, no guarantee. The ego depends on time. It survives by projecting identity forward and backward. Without time, the ego weakens, and so the mind avoids now by thinking about then. Memory and imagination, useful but dangerous memory and imagination, are extraordinary tools, but tools are meant to be used, not lived inside. Alan Watts pointed out that humans confuse remembering with reliving. The past is no longer happening, yet we suffer it again. The future is not happening yet we fear it now. The mind mistakes images for reality, and the body reacts as if they were real. Why thinking cannot solve time, the mind tries to escape psychological time by thinking more, planning, analyzing, optimizing. But thought itself exists in time. You cannot use time to escape time. Alan Watts compared this to trying to lift yourself by pulling on your own shoes. The present moment is not found through effort. It is revealed through stopping unnecessary effort. The now is not a moment between past and future. The present is often misunderstood as a thin slice between two eternities. But this is an illusion. There is no past arriving. There is no future approaching. There is only now changing. The present moment is not static. It is movement itself, like a river, never frozen, never absent. Why life only happens now? You cannot love in the future. You cannot breathe in the past. You cannot experience tomorrow. All experience happens now, or not at all. Alan Watts said, "The only time you ever have is this moment, and this moment does not wait for permission." The ego's relationship with time. The ego needs duration. It says, I was this. I will become that. Identity is stretched across time like a story. Without psychological time, identity loosens. This is why present moment awareness feels like ego death. But what dies is not you. What dies is the story. Why stillness feels uncomfortable when the mind stops traveling in time. Sensations become vivid. Breath, sound, body, silence. For many people, this feels threatening, because stillness reveals something shocking. Nothing is missing. The search collapses, and the ego loses purpose. The present moment is not a technique. Living in the now is not a method. It is not something you practice to achieve later. That would be more time travel. Presence is not produced. It is noticed. The moment you stop seeking it, it is obvious. The body lives in now naturally. The body does not regret. The body does not worry. It responds. Breathing happens now. Movement happens now. Sensation happens now. Returning to the body is returning to time's source. Not intellectually, experientially, suffering as resistance to now. Pain may occur now, but suffering is resistance to now. Suffering says, this should not be happening. Alan Watts explained that acceptance does not remove pain, it removes the mental war around it. Peace is not the absence of difficulty, it is the absence of resistance. The present moment has no problems. Problems exist in time. Right now there is sensation, perception, experience. Problems are narratives about experience. When attention returns to what is actually happening, most problems dissolve into sensations. Action without time anxiety. Living in the present does not make you passive. It makes action intelligent. You still plan. You still remember. You still anticipate. But you do not live there. You move in and out of time like using a tool, not like being trapped. Death and the present moment, fear of death, is fear of the end of time. But death, like life, happens only now. There is no experience of being dead. Alan Watts said death is not an event in the future, it is a transformation in the present. Letting go of psychological time softens the fear of ending. Enlightenment lies not in the future. Many seekers chase awakening, but seeking assumes it is elsewhere. Alan Watts reminded us, what you are seeking is already here. The present moment is not a step on the path. It is the ground beneath every step, the freedom of ordinary moments. When time loosens, ordinary moments become rich. Drinking water, walking, listening, breathing. Life stops being a preparation for something else. It becomes complete as it is. Living without postponement. Psychological time says, I'll live fully later. Presence says, life is happening. Later never arrives. Now never leaves. Conclusion, you have never left now. Alan Watts did not teach people how to enter the present moment. He taught them to notice that they were already here. Time anxiety fades, fear softens, control relaxes, ego loosens. Not because life changes, but because your relationship to time dissolves. And what remains is not boredom. It is aliveness.